I'm Ancestral Nana. The ancestors sent me to check on our people, and seeing all the shenanigans going on, I have a lot to say. All this overt racism and xenophobia has things looking pretty bad, but there may be a small ray of hope within the chaos. As we watch families being torn apart, children traumatized, moms, dads, and grandpas going into hiding, losing their jobs, their homes, and their peace of mind, it's a haunting blast from the past. And it makes me wonder, what is the Creator trying to teach us through all this cruelty? Some people believe it's punishment for the 46% of Latino voters who voted for mass deportation. But I can't believe the Creator would allow this much suffering just to make a political point. I do believe we're being shown something, a lesson wrapped in sorrow, a truth that's long overdue. Many immigrants came to this country seeking freedom, but some are just now realizing that African Americans didn't come here seeking freedom. We were brought here in chains, and we had to fight for the very freedom others now walk into. That freedom every immigrant enjoys, we paid for it, with our blood, with our bodies, with our lives. Our people have been here since the beginning. I can trace my family back 10 generations, and that still doesn't capture how far back we go. We built this nation with generations of free and cheap labor, the same labor that built the White House and the U.S. Capitol. But freedom didn't end our exploitation. They just found ways to modernize free labor. It started with the Black Codes, laws passed to ensure cheap or free labor. These laws allowed authorities to arrest, fine, or force Black people into labor simply for being unemployed. At the rate things are going in 2025, I wouldn't be surprised if ICE detainees end up exploited for free labor in the same way. Then they came up with Jim Crow laws, legalizing racial segregation and banning us from white schools, hospitals, and bathrooms. Redlining allowed banks to deny mortgages to Black people, locking us out of home ownership and generational wealth. More recently came mass incarceration, driven by discriminatory policing and mandatory minimum sentencing laws. Entire generations were swept into the prison system for minor offenses, all for profit and free labor. Black Americans endured centuries of engineered oppression, a blueprint so deeply rooted it still shows up in today's white nationalist agenda, including the infamous Project 2025. Yet we continue to stand up and fight back. Everyday people sacrificed their lives and their freedom during the civil rights movement, not just for Black people. We opened the door for all people of color to walk through. Freedom wasn't free. We paid a heavy cost. And now, immigrants are beginning to understand what that cost feels like. Ask yourself, would non-white people even want to come to this country if Black Americans hadn't fought to make it livable? Too many immigrants came to America hearing and believing lies about us. They were told we were criminals, uneducated, poor, and many embraced those lies, never stopping to ask why some of us are poor, or to learn the history behind our struggle. Instead of recognizing how centuries of oppression created adverse conditions, too many came here pointing fingers, buying into that tired narrative that Black Americans are lazy and undeserving. They looked down on us, even though many immigrants came here to attend HBCUs, schools we built from the ground up with blood, sweat, and tears. Those schools didn't just educate us, they built the Black middle class. How could they think we are lazy? We built this nation with free and cheap labor while being denied the most basic rights, including the right to vote. Instead of seeing us as the foundation and building with us, some immigrants chose to cozy up to racists, believing that if they assimilate, they become one of them. They still don't realize white supremacists never valued immigrants, only their cheap labor and their votes. When Trump came down that escalator calling Mexicans rapists and criminals, we knew he wasn't just talking about a few people, he was talking about all of them. Black people refused to buy into the lies that Latinos were criminals. Yet, some immigrants came here thinking they were different than us, better. But now their families are being pulled apart. Their children are scared. They're living with fear, trauma, financial ruin, legal bills, lost jobs, eviction notices, their hard-earned progress eroded in a flash. Sound familiar? That's been the Black experience for centuries. Police raids at dawn, children watching their fathers dragged away, mothers working 2 jobs just to hold the family together, families losing their homes, cars, everything because someone innocent got caught up in the system. Setback after setback after setback. Maybe now, in this painful moment, immigrants can start to see the connection between their struggle and ours. Maybe now they can respect the fact that we paid a price to pave a way for them. Start there, with respect and gratitude. That's the lesson. This moment can and must bring us together. Once immigrants stop looking down on us and start looking across and around, we can build something stronger together. When they understand what we've made it through and why some of us still carry the bruises, we can stand shoulder to shoulder and say no more deportations, no more discrimination, no more division, just freedom. Okay, I gotta go, but I'll be back because I see things. And when I see things, you know I have something to say.